Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Real Talks, the only podcast show where you can find two lunatics who chit-chat about films. I am your host Shannon.
And I am your co-host Samaa.
And on today's episode we're going to be diving into the realm of sketches and books in the 2025 movie release of Sketch. Now if you haven't seen Sketch yet, please be forewarned that we do dive into a lot of spoilers based on this movie. Now Sketch was directed and written by Seth Worley, and it follows the story of a small family dealing with the loss of their mother and wife. The father Taylor, as played by Tony Hale, tries to keep things together for his two children Amber, a 10-year-old artist, and her older brother Jack. Now, on the last episode, if you remember Samaa, I briefly mentioned that I thought Sketch was a family film. Yeah, it turned out it was anything but, didn't it? It was a little bit traumatic coming away from that, I think.
Yeah. We walked in being like, I literally was
sort of a kids film. They had like kids movie trailers.
When we were literally about to go in, I literally was like to you, oh, I cannot believe we're watching a family film.
Yeah, I remember you looking at me like, there's no way we're sat here watching a kids movie.
Rolled
You're
my
far
eyes.
too mature for kids movies.
Yeah,
aren't
I'm
you,
23, bro.
You're my parent in this instance, I think, taking me to watch a kids movie. The face she just gave me in the studio was amazing. I wish I had just clipped that.
Do not age me saying I'm your parent. You have a mom.
Summer is my temporary mother when I'm at uni. The face again. I need to get a photo. I'm going to sketch out Summer's face and then I will post it on Instagram.
Yeah, it's
Linked
gonna
to
be
a
like
sketch.
it's gonna be like a
My sketchbook, my outbox, which we'll talk about later, is actually just Summer's face
in
in the looks that she gives me.
Twist I just gave you.
Yes, no, seriously. But yeah, no, we thought it was a kid. At least I thought it was a kids movie, and
I thought so too.
I convinced you it was a kids movie.
Yeah.
The trailers, it was
It looks
Metropolis 2, Wicked Part 2. It just seemed like an average PG sort of rated film. Then we get to the certification, 12A. So I was like, oh, okay, maybe there is a few topics that are a little bit more mature. And then what happened? It was the opening scene, wasn't it? Yep. We were introduced to one of the main characters, Amber, and she is drawing in a sketchbook, and on her window, I say window, she was in a bus, her school bus.
Bus window is like help.
Help. It said help, didn't it? And
With
one thing, I don't know if you noticed it was raining.
Yeah.
And English literature would teach, but pathetic fallacy is basically where someone writes that the weather's bad to reflect the character's mood. So it was interesting. She looked down when she was drawing a sketch. She had help written backwards on the window and it was drawn in rain. So we knew something right off the get-go was wrong, which was later confirmed by the really dodgy, concerning sketches she had in her sketchbook.
Yeah, it's like
they weren't innocent ones of puppies and unicorns, were they?
It's like someone being impaled.
Yeah.
Blood everywhere.
It was really dark.
And like she didn't even have like a red crayon or whatever. It was like pencil, and then she pointed. She was like blood.
Yeah, that's right.
She had to make sure they knew that.
They knew, they highlighted it. I remember looking at you going, should we be concerned?
I literally wrote in the notebook, WTF.
Yes, you did. Yeah. It's basically, for those listening, we have a little notebook that we write down our notes when we're watching a film just so that we can remember it for this podcast. And Summer snatched it from my hand at one point, and I was like, what's so important that she needs to write down? And she wrote 3 letters, WTF.
What's funny is that Shannon's the one who's writing
like proper
notebook.
Articulate long notes.
Yeah, and I'm just writing like what WTF
WTF
or WTH like
yeah,
or TH.
TH. Yeah, I was like, I looked at it after. I was like, what is she writing? So I quickly shined my phone torch on it, and it
And
WTF. I was like, oh, that you spent that long writing.
It was
3 letters.
dark. It was dark. And then Shannon kind of like pointed at it and she started laughing.
I was like,
it was so true. Like,
yeah.
What were we watching?
It was crazy. But we briefly, only a couple of seconds, get introduced to Bowman Lynch, who is also
Our
her
favorite
age
character.
in her class. He's amazing, wasn't he?
Love him.
He was fantastic.
He had really good comedic timing.
He did, didn't he? He was one of my favourites throughout the film, I have to admit. But it turned out at this stage, Bowman is presented as the bully, who, like, I would probably say is a bit goofy, really, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He wasn't taking anything seriously. We then afterwards, after we've kind of established Amber and a couple of her classmates on that bus, we then cut to Amber in therapy, where they introduce the concept of inbox, which is basically the term for her inner turmoil and her inner demons. And then outbox is how she releases it. So for her, she obviously used a sketchbook to release her inner demons, if you like.
And what's your outbox, Shannon?
What's my outbox? Oh, now that's a question. I feel like music for me. I would definitely, when I'm having a low day or even a happy day, I always go to music.
Yeah,
That's how I release.
you shimmy down the road with happy music.
Honestly, I'm still standing, but the Taron Egerton version from Sing, that's one that I always go to on a happy day.
I'm still
Standing better than I ever did. Yeah, so good. There's so many songs that I could list, but I've got to shout him out because he's got a new EP coming.
Yeah.
I can't help myself.
I literally walked into this podcast studio and
I was non-stop talking about it.
Stop talking about it.
No, because 2 years
Shut
ago, he released a whole album and now he's released an EP.
Shout him out.
He's NF. Online, he's NF Real Music, and he's got a new EP coming out in 2 weeks' time called Fear. I'm so excited, but that is my release. I will be listening to NF. What about you, Summer?
I think everyone listening to this, if you know me, you know it's movies.
Movies, yeah.
Especially watching movies in the cinema.
Yeah, that's definitely your form
I have
of
limitless,
escapism.
why not? You know?
May as well. Get transported into different realms.
Literally, every time I go to physiotherapy, she's like, so what did you watch?
Yeah, that's just, she's that. Yes, that's really cool. What about you guys listening? Can you comment below? What is your sort of release or... Outbox, exactly. So anyway, like I said, Amber's Outbox is drawing really sinister, dark sketches in her sketchbook, and she's showing this her therapist. Her therapist actually commends her for putting her thoughts into the doodles, as opposed to actually acting on them.
I agree with that, honestly.
I think it's healthier than actually, because there's one drawing where a monster is basically stabbing, impaling Bowman Lynch.
Better for Amber, her age. It's better that she's taking it out instead of keeping it in.
Definitely. I would much rather the film being that she's drawing it as opposed to actually trying to... Can you imagine? That would... So then afterwards we get introduced to more characters. We're first introduced to Jack. Jack is Amber's brother and he is playing Minecraft on his phone. Shout out to Pocket Edition. Oh, it is so good. He's fighting spiders on his phone, which we'll talk about a little bit later.
Yeah.
Very, very clever cyclical structure right there. But he's playing on his phone. He's distracted. He's in the middle of the woods, which is the same place we later learn his mom used to take him and his sister Amber.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, he's distracted. He falls down a hill. Not a hill. That sounds really dramatic.
Like a little hump.
And then he drops his phone and he grazes his hand. You didn't like the hand bit, did you?
Because he was putting out grass from his cut.
It was really, I feel I physically shake, but shiver when I imagine it.
I never felt that, but if you had a cut, you know how it feels, but just imagine
peeling the grass off it. Ooh, yikes. Yeah, I can imagine.
When I saw it, I literally was like, I know that, I can feel that.
Yeah, so his hand's grazed and he dropped his phone that he was playing Minecraft on. That breaks and it falls into a pond. So then he, as any probably normal person would do, he goes to the pond, puts the very same hand that he grazed, pulls out the phone. The phone's fixed.
His hand is healed.
His hand is healed, exactly. And what was the one thing you said about that pond? Do you remember?
It looked so disgusting.
It was blue, wasn't it? It was abnormally blue.
I'm gonna make you guys picture it with my sensual voice.
ASMR with Summer.
Imagine you're painting. You take the paintbrush. You dip it into some blue paint. You brush the blue skies like Bob Ross, and then you dip it into that cup of water just to clean out the blue thingy in your paintbrush. And the water turns blue, dark blue. That's what it looked like.
It did. It was so blue.
I was like, that's disgusting.
Yeah, it was. I remember in my notebook, it literally said, "Why is it so blue?" Question mark, question mark, question mark. Like, that was the one note that we had wrote down. Yeah. But we discover that this is actually a magical healing pond. Oh, so Jack is like, oh my gosh, everything broken can get fixed in this pond. This is amazing. And then we get introduced to Taylor, who is the dad, widowed dad now at this point.
And the actor played in. I just realized that when we walked into this podcast studio, I was like, hold on a second, wasn't he in a Chipmunk movie?
Alvin and the Chipmunks. Yeah. Yes, he was. Me and my friends at home, we are named after the Chipmunks.
Your parents?
No. So there's a group of 4 of us, me and my best friends at home.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Midnight Gang group chat. You guys know who you are.
Damn, Midnight Gang.
Midnight Gang. But this Midnight Gang chat, Kira, I believe it was you. I could be completely wrong. I'm so sorry. But she decided, or is it Molly? It was one of them.
It's one of them.
One of you. Molly, Kira, or Emma. One of you three.
Molly, Kira, Emma, one of you guys.
One of you guys. You changed all of our nicknames to the Chipmunks, so I am Al. So yeah, we're introduced to Tony Hale. Him, Amber and Jack, who we previously introduced to, are all eating dinner around the kitchen table, and I thought at this point that the atmosphere seemed quite tense. I don't know if you felt the same.
There was like an underlining...
Something wasn't spoken between them all, was it? There was definitely some sort of tension.
That was grief.
Exactly. Both children ask their dad if they're orphans, and we can evidently see that he's struggling to actually answer that or even acknowledge the possibility.
Yeah, he was like, orphans? I'm still alive.
Yeah, like, don't neglect me, guys. I'm right in front of you. Of course you've got a parent. So it's almost like he felt dismissed at that point because his children didn't even think he was there. But he does find out, then he Googles it, doesn't he, and tells them that they are maternal orphans, which they call
morphans.
Morphans. But they argue over something so simple. Again, I think that was just an outlet for the main topic they're avoiding, which is the death of his mother and their mother, and his wife. There's this whole thing that Jack didn't like the idea that the pizza box was being used as a plate.
Yeah. No, the plate was being used.
He wanted to just keep it in the pizza box. He didn't see the point of having it in a plate.
Yeah, he was saying, the pizza already comes in a plate.
I'm under the impression that Dad purposely set it on proper plates because that's likely what the mom would have done. So he's trying to mimic that same environment. That's kind of my theory. Whereas Jack's almost, I don't know, I'm kind of going off a tangent a little bit there. Anyway, they're kind of bickering about the plate. They're moving it around a lot. They drop it on the floor. Jack is picking it up. At this stage, he's like, we can fix it. Jack has got that optimistic mentality where he thinks everything can be fixed. We obviously know he has found a pond as well that can fix things. So in his head, it literally can be fixed. His father's quite a pessimist, though, and is very quick to snap. Can't be fixed, Jack. You got to leave it.
Leave it be.
Exactly. That was the father's mentality. I thought it was interesting that the characters are almost personified in different stages of grief. So I thought one, who was Amber, confronts her inbox through sketches, so she kind of facing the problem and using an outlet. I agree. She is the healthiest because she's confronting her pain through an outlet, which is... You always got to talk about it or even release it.
It was like a really, really morbid outlet.
It was a very, dodgy outlet, really, but it worked for her, so that's great, as long as you've got your outbox. One dismisses and avoids, which is, I thought, the father. Yeah. He wasn't, just didn't want to talk about it. He was suppressing and burying everything, really, wasn't he? And then one's in denial, who is Jack, convinced that he can absolutely fix everything. Yeah. Which, unfortunately, some things you can't. So then the story continues to develop. So Jack and Amber go to school. Amber completely forgets to bring her outbox, which is a sketchbook, on the bus. Yeah. So she asks her father to go back and retrieve it. Amber also makes him promise not to look through it. Yeah. Covenants, wasn't it?
Yeah, covenants.
Give me your covenants, which in Amber's terms, I believe, was make sure you promise not to look through the sketchbook.
It's like her pinky promise.
Amber the father heavily encourages Amber not to take the sketchbook to school just because he didn't want to run back and grab it. I mean, fair enough. I couldn't be bothered to run back if I'm being completely honest, but, each to their own. His father swears on his covenants not to.
Her father.
Thank you. So anyway, Jack and Amber are on the bus going to school. Jack, being the selfless older brother, offers his own notebook, and he even has his homework in it, bless him. He's like, it's fine, you can use this as your outlet. I know that this is important for you.
She was rude.
She was very rude, wasn't she? What did she do? Do you remember?
She threw the notebook out of the window.
Out the window?
But I feel like all older brothers are like that, though. I have older brothers.
And that they're selfless. They give you their notebook, even if you threw it out the homework.
Throw it out the window. I would just be.
You're not like Amber for that point?
No, I'd just be like, thank you, love you, but no.
No. You probably handle it a little bit more, maybe diplomatically, as opposed to...
My oldest brother is a very Jack person.
Okay.
Not the grieving part.
The selfless, making sure everyone else is okay.
I have this. You can have it because you want it.
That's really nice.
Shout out to my older brother.
You know what? While we're here, let's shout out our siblings.
Yeah, go ahead. You first.
Me first. So, Danny, if you're listening to this, I'm sure you might end up hearing at least this snippet. Welcome to the podcast. Shout out to you. And also, I don't know, Karis, if you're going to be listening to this, but big shout out to you as well. What about yours?
Guys, you have to sit down.
Here we go.
I'm going to start. Funny enough, the first person I'm going to shout out is my twin brother, Abdullah. I don't know if you're listening to this, so hopefully you are. Shout out. Third youngest, Hamid. Shout out. And then we go to the fourth youngest, Saeed. Love you lots. Shout out. I'm saying love you lots to Saeed. I love them all equally. And then my sister. We're the only two girls. Love you so much. Literally cannot wait to come home in December and see you all. Love you.
Big shout out to our siblings, and if you're listening to this, feel free to tag your siblings, and if not, your best friends, because sometimes even your best friends can be as close. Yeah, so then we're introduced at this stage to Taylor's sister. Ooh, Taylor's sister.
I did not like Taylor's sister.
You did not like Taylor's sister, did you?
I like
Who did
the
you
actress.
think she was?
I like the actress. I've seen the actress before in The Good Place.
Yeah.
I don't like the character she played in.
You said their dynamic at that point wasn't...
Look, you have siblings. I have siblings.
Yeah.
Did they seem like siblings?
Not really. I know you did
like,
say that they felt more like friends and a real estate agent
Yeah.
with a client, really, didn't you?
Like friends. Like you're my real estate agent. We're friends.
Yeah.
But not like close friend.
Yeah. I think from my point, this is my theory, you could have a different take on it, but I also think that she was almost personified as another stage of grief, someone who avoids the grief by moving on from it.
Yeah.
But like you said, there wasn't really the stereotypical loving older sister dynamic there.
Yeah, I did not feel the siblingism in it.
I just think that she was probably upset that her brother was stuck in a rut, so she was like, come on, let's pack up, let's move. But sometimes that approach doesn't work, as it showed.
No.
You're very
Honestly,
similar in that.
No, I literally disagree with you 100%. 110%.
You don't think that that's what they were using her character for?
No,
in the story?
I feel like, I don't know, maybe we should search it up, but I feel like the writer did not have siblings.
Should we have a quick look? Seth Worley.
To write siblings that way.
No, he has got a quote revealing how his sister inspired the story.
Damn, his sister is mean then?
I really don't see it as mean. I think that she's trying to do it in a loving way.
I don't know, guys. I don't know if you'll watch the movie, but I think you'll agree with me more than you agree with Shannon.
I just think that the sister was trying to do it in a loving way.
Maybe I'm too close with my siblings.
I think people have different methods of trying to help people. So some people are like, they're really loving and come and give me cuddles and we can get you through it. But then I think that this sister in particular was more, come on, let's pack the house up, let's get moving, this is what's right for you. I just think people have different dynamics, and that's how I felt that they presented. You know what? I will agree to disagree on this.
My thingy on it
Yeah.
is she has like a work personality and a home personality.
Okay.
Because we do see the siblingship later.
Yeah, there is a little bit more.
Yeah, when the house is all
further
broken
on.
down.
Yeah.
She does show her siblingism later.
Yeah.
In the beginning where she was trying to show the house and the tough exterior.
Yeah.
I feel like that was her work personality.
You know how Taylor blocked it out? He just suppressed it altogether and he didn't want to acknowledge it to begin with. He was hiding photos, things like that. I think she was doing the same through work. Yeah. So she was running away from the grief herself, but by launching herself into real estate and work and focusing on, let's stop moping about, let's stop grieving, let's just get the house sold. And I think that she was almost the same as Taylor, but in a work sense. She was keeping herself busy to avoid that grief.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But again, as we just mentioned, we learn his sister is a real estate agent who is helping Taylor move out of his house, the very house that he had his wife in when she was alive. So at this point, she's trying to sell the house. She doesn't want Taylor in the house, so she banishes him outside. And this is where Taylor battles with his morality as to whether he should look through Amber's sketchbook, the one that he promised he would not look through.
Yeah.
So he's there, he's deciding, he's rummaging through some stuff in the car and he spills his coffee on it. So he has to run back into the house to dry the coffee-stained sketchbook.
That was the funniest part of the movie.
It was brilliant, wasn't it?
She tried selling the house 3 times and
I think it was
4 times, and she kept on telling him, do not come in.
Do not come in. Yeah.
But it was like a running joke, he would come in.
There's always some sort of reason, and this time it was because the coffee was spilled on the sketchbook, wasn't it? At this point, he dries the sketchbook, and then he's battling with that, should I look, should I not, should I look? He ends up looking at the sketchbook, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So he broke his promise. But he's incredibly concerned because he's seen how truly dark his daughter's drawings are. As a parent, I say that as like I am, but if I was a parent, I would, as a parent, I'm speaking from experience.
Your dog.
yeah, literally. But if I was a parent in the situation, I think I'd be very concerned and would want to check in with a therapist and see how my child is doing to the best of my ability.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what he does. So later on, when Amber comes back, he decides to address the drawings. He was a little bit unsure whether he should mention it. Amber brought it up. He was like, okay, fine, I'll tell you the truth. I did look. And And then, do you remember what he did in retaliation of that whole situation?
I have no clue.
So he removed all of our art supplies. He asked for all the crayons, all the drawings, and he got rid of them.
Yeah, I remember.
Exactly. And that, I think, is actually a reflection on his way of coping, isn't it? Because he blocked out, he's suppressed it all, he's hidden it back in the wardrobes and things like that. So he took all of her art supplies, put it to the back of the wardrobe, forgot about it, which throws her out box as a form of release, I suppose. But he does let her keep her sketchbook, and the only sort of advice he gives is to make sure to add some of the good drawings with the bad, just to kind of combat the negatives. Exactly, balance it, like you said. Then later on, Jack is still disappearing off to this pond because
Jack is on a side quest.
Exactly. I mean, if you're a kid and you stumble across a magic pond, I think I'm going to be there all the time. I'm like, all the old, like, my Nintendo DS that broke when I was, like, 10, that would be going in the pond. What would you fix if you could? Anything that you've broken?
That's a really good
Oh, I'm just thinking, like, my head goes to tech. Like, did I break any chargers that would need fixing? Oh, that was dark.
Guys, my legs are fine. It's just like a running joke.
Have a cheeky skinny dip in the pond and then...
whoa. Dip. I have a swimming suit on. Guys, my legs are fine. It's just a running joke between us and my siblings.
Yikes. Well, there you go. You heard it here first, folks. Samaa would...
Fix my legs.
Fix your legs.
Yep.
Yeah. But this time, Jack went, and what would you do in a situation? Do you remember what Jack did?
He took his mom's ashes.
Took the mom's ashes.
At 5 a.m, which is so unrealistic with kids.
Yeah, I don't know if it was at this point. There was some point I went to the pond, like you said, and it was silly o'clock, wasn't it?
It was that point.
Yes, no, sorry, you are right.
Amber followed him.
That's right. Yeah, that was...
Like, she was awake and she was, like, looking out the window when he went.
Yeah.
Like...
It just shows, again, how almost dismissive the dad is to not even know that his two 10-year-olds are going out.
What I think Seth, is the writer, right?
Yes, Seth
should have done was Jack tripping over something.
Yeah.
And then waking up Amber because he tripped right under her window. Instead of her just looking out the window.
Yeah, that probably might have
make more sense.
Been a better sequence of events, possibly.
Because it makes sense why Jack would be awake at 5 a.m. He has his phone.
Yeah.
But we did not see Amber with a phone.
That's a good point, to be fair. But we have to, I suppose, again, like Scream, suspend our disbeliefs a little bit and completely forget about practicalities of parenthood there. But yeah, like you said, he has his mom's ashes and he's under the belief that, if I just throw basically her in, she'll come back to life.
She just comes back with the...
Just halo effect.
Yeah, then
an angel.
She like walks out of the pond with her hair wet and...
Yeah.
Like with a...
Slow-mo sequence.
Yeah.
Dum, 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 dum.
With the same dress she was buried in.
Yikes. Gosh,
it was already dark. I'm making it darker.
Yikes. It was a dark film, to be fair. But yeah, Amber notices this now. She sees the box and she's like, what are you doing? Why are you... Because to Amber, her perception, it's just a normal pond. So why has Jack gone to a normal pond with his mom's ashes looking like she's gonna throw her in? I would be really confused.
And then they start like fighting.
They argue, don't they? Because Amber's like, why are you gonna throw mom in a random pond? What the hell are you doing? It's 5 o'clock in the morning,
and then
right?
her notebook drops, the dark notebook drops in.
Yeah. That's right, sketchbook drops in. She pulls a sketchbook out and she notices all the sketches are gone from the page.
Yeah.
Where the heck did they go? Ooh, that moves on after the inciting incident of our story. So, this point, the local store gets robbed of art supplies, which was just a little thing to further cement that these monsters that she had drawn were alive now and stealing crayons from local supermarkets.
I think it was Sharpies.
Sharpies and art supplies, I believe.
Yeah.
There's a whole, Taylor goes to check in on Amber the following morning, wakes her up, and she's not in bed. She's in a closet. Amber states that she heard tapping on the window. She was too anxious to go and check during the night, so she just hid in a closet, like I suppose any normal person probably would.
I would hide under the bed.
Lock yourself in the wardrobe and not die your dad. That's probably...
I would hide under the bed.
You'd hide under the bed? I probably would like bang my head multiple times if I did it under the bed. Like if you have a small bed frame.
Oh yeah.
You just like, I hear a tap and I'd freak out and I'd bang my head on the... That's what I would end up doing. Her dad is a little bit dismissive at this point. Oh, it's fine. You're just messing about. Goes to the window. There's actually stains on the window to suggest that something was trying to get in during the night. He's secretly concerned, but he then dismisses it again, doesn't he?
Bird poop.
He's like, yeah, it's bird poo. Don't worry about it, bro. It's fine. Just move on.
I don't think he said bro to her.
calling a daughter bro.
Brah. You're right, brah.
Wayne, you're right, brah. That was very British of you. You're right, brah.
You're right, brah.
Brah.
You want to go to the Tesco's, brah?
Tesco's. Yeah, so then they're getting ready for school. Taylor's like, okay, well, there's this thing that happened at the window. Not my problem. Move on. They go to school. Amber and Jack have a bit of a private conversation in the hallway. Jack is still claiming not to worry about these potential monsters that are running around, but does kind of let on a little bit that it is a magic pond. So Amber's all curious about this stage. Taylor hears Jack. Anyway, this is the reason why I'm giving you this context is because Amber goes on the school bus. Taylor talks to Jack on a one-to-one. And do you remember what he does?
He basically shuts him down. He's like,
dismisses him, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So he basically said, I know you and Amber, there's something going on with you and Amber. Do you want to tell me? Jack builds up the courage to finally tell his father that something's happening with the
tells
pond.
him everything.
Tells him everything. And then his dad completely neglects.
It's like, why are you
dismisses.
this? Why are you like this? Why I'm trying
Yeah.
to help you here and you're acting like this.
I think he just uses Jack in that conversation as an outlet for his struggles. isn't he?
a punching bag.
Exactly. It is, yeah, an outlet for his own grief. A reflection of his parental
Poor
stress.
kid.
Yeah, Jack was presented, I think, the term is a glass child at this point. So his
Yeah.
sibling, who they're more focused on, is taken, if you like, the limelight about Jack, whereas ideally it should be balanced between they're both kids and they're both struggling with the loss of their mum. So it's important to acknowledge the both. But again, I thought it was really interesting from a mental health point that we get to see all the dynamics in play in each character represents different stages of grief. At this point, there's strange occurrences. His coffee mug goes missing. The plate that was smashed is now fixed. And Amber and Jack are on the school bus, notice an off-roaded vehicle. The car they spotted was swerved on the side, playing music really loudly. It was abandoned as well. Big blue footprints on the road. The bus driver goes to check it out. Jack is concerned and Amber encourages the bus driver to move on, which she doesn't, does she? She decides to see if she can help the car.
Yeah.
Get introduced to Dave, which is one of Amber's sketches. The driver has this really cool moment where she's like, it's fine, you better buckle your seatbelts, drive on. Didn't get very far, did she? She just smashed into the very same car, which was quite amusing. We see this whole fight sequence with the children where they're able to disarm the monster. Classic, I don't know, 12A kid fights. I don't really know what else to say about that. So after the whole fight sequence, they abandoned the bus, leaving the bus driver behind.
Oh my God.
Which shocked you.
Yeah, and I was like, did they just leave the bus driver alone?
How? Yeah, she got knocked out when they slammed into the car, didn't she? So
Yeah, but like
she's abandoned.
Wake her up. I'm sure you can wake her up.
Well, if you remember, Jack actually does go to try and wake her
Yeah,
up.
but
And
be like, slap on the face.
just absolutely batter her when she's half unconscious. I actually really thought it was interesting that they presented Jack as the calm, rational, almost adult in the situation, because he goes over and says, oh, it's fine, guys, I need to check her vitals. And he checks all the pulse and things like that. The kids are all catastrophizing it, claiming she's dead. But I just thought it was really interesting to see Jack more as an individual character coming into play there.
Hero.
Exactly. Hero, selfless. The older sibling, or at least what people assume the older sibling is like going to be. So the students separate into different groups. Amber and Jack, being siblings, go off together. And Bowman, who was the bully that we got introduced to right at the start. So we get to see Bowman in his screen time a little bit more, which I was really, really enjoying.
I love Bowman.
Taylor, at the same time, it receives a call to say that the kids are missing, so he goes out to find them. Stopping yet another house viewing.
Whoa.
Constant stopping of house viewings.
But this time when he told his sister, she was like, okay, let's go now.
Yes, that like you said, that's where the dynamic shifted, where she became more of a sister, I
and
felt.
an auntie.
Because she stepped, yes, exactly. Yeah. She stepped away from the real estate agent malarkey and was like, okay.
There was a funny moment when that happened, though.
Go on.
Because he saw the little spiders.
Yeah, they called them Idas, didn't they?
Yeah, and then like he fought them off, and then next time, like when he was laying in the back, he looked over the door, and it was the two people who were trying to buy the house.
That's right. Yeah, that was really fun. You need to go watch this film. If you've got Limitless, go watch the film because I thought like there were a few things in there that were really, really clever, like that moment. That was a really comedic timing with the house viewers. But so Taylor,
they went to check out the bus stuff.
Yeah, they went to the bus and they run over a cat. I'm only mentioning this cat part because it was one of Amber's drawings.
Yeah.
Have you seen
It's
Captain
one
Marvel?
of Amber's drawings. It's not an actual cat.
No, it looks like a cat, but it's got tentacles.
Yeah, it looks cartoonish, so.
Yes. Have you seen Captain Marvel?
Yeah.
Brie Larson. I'm only saying it because I love the film. There's a cat in there called a flurkin.
Yeah, I know it.
And it's literally the copy and paste, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Because, really cute kitty and then, absolute demon monster the second you provoke it. So that's a flurkin from Captain Marvel. That was exactly where my head went. So anyway, kids go back home. Father's at the bus stop. They could do a complete switch over. And that's where they then fight this whole horde of Idas, like I said earlier, which is spiders, but without the SP because they've got one big eye. Very clever play on words, if you like. They have to fight them off. Bowman leaves. Well, they assume he leaves. He comes back with a hose and he waters all the spiders down, which is really, really funny how they did that. But Bowman's a bit of a hero at this, gone from bully to hero.
Yeah.
So a bit of a shift in his character arc there. They come up with a whole fight plan. They go to the lake to try and rectify all the mistakes. Jack and Amber have a little bit of a confrontation as well.
Yeah.
Amber confronts him about the ashes and asks if he thinks that
Mom would come back.
Jack explains that he did want to try and fix everything and ultimately make Amber happy, which again reflects to his selflessness. At this point as well, Taylor and sister have an epiphany. Taylor realises he's overlooked and Jack and himself. At this point, we're kind of seeing a little bit of a shift in all the character arc. Bowman's gone from bully to hero. Taylor's more aware of the situation and confronting his sort of history with his wife.
Yeah.
Jack and Amber also acknowledge where they stand with their grief. So again, kind of seeing a bit of a change in their own personal developments. We then get to the final battle. There's another fight sequence. I believe I mentioned that the final monster sketch that they fight was almost a reflection of her darker half.
Yeah. Big battle. Family hug each other. We all love each other. They're still in the same house.
It's kind of like classic cliche sort of situation.
Cliche. No one dies.
Exactly. No one dies. The only thing that we do get out of this ending, though, is Taylor talks to Jack and he acknowledges that he was dismissing him the whole time. It's not Jack's responsibility. Jack basically says he couldn't save his mum after all because the box had broken.
Oh, when the box broke, the box was broken.
Yeah, it was so tragic, wasn't it?
Yeah, I grabbed your arm.
Yeah, yeah.
I literally got full goosebumps.
It was chilling.
I would be devastated if I realized that the box of ashes I was holding was broken.
Yeah.
And the bag was ripped, so it all fell.
Yeah.
But he was in the forest she was walking in, so he spread
That's a nice way to kind of, that is nice.
He spread her out in the forest she loved.
But I from my point, I actually really appreciated this whole story because it kind of shows how we can all be stuck in our ruts in different ways, and each is just as valid as the other.
Yeah.
But it also shows that when you come together, you find your outbox, you talk to the people that you love, and you confront the pain as opposed to blocking it out. It can get a lot better. I think, for me, personally, I thought Seth Worley actually did a brilliant job on this because he almost simplified...
Did he make other movies or was this his debut?
I don't know. I just know Seth Worley, he directed it and wrote the script, so it was very much based on the back of him.
Me in the future.
I'd actually really like to see his other work and know his experience with stuff. So he has done other movies. They're just not huge blockbuster ones.
Oh, okay.
So I think Sketch is definitely going to be one of his stronger ones. So yeah, that was... I just thought it was a really nice story. Summer, what would you rate it out of 5?
1.5.
You were not a fan?
No. You know how I feel about kids' movies.
I actually, from the mental health point and the visual metaphors and the fact that there was so much more depth than just what we saw on the screen.
Would you watch it again?
I would watch it again.
I wouldn't.
And I'd probably give it a 2.5.
I wouldn't.
So that was quite strong for me. Did you have a favourite part of the movie?
Jack saying, what's his name? I forgot his name, our favourite character.
Bowman.
Yeah, Jack saying Bowman wants to ask.
Yes, Amber out.
Yeah.
And they're all denying it, and then at the
Bowman's
end...
like, will you be my girlfriend?
Yeah.
Amber's like, no.
That was brilliant. I think Bowman was definitely up there for me.
Yeah.
He was. I would watch it again just for Bowman. I think that kid is actually going to go really far with his acting career, so it'd be interesting to see how that goes. But yeah, that kind of concludes today's episode. It was a very different film, like I said, more metaphorical. If you're one that is struggled with grief or struggling, then it might be one for you if it's not particularly a sensitive topic, if you like. But that kind of concludes today's episode. Now, it's a tradition here on Real Talks that we give the wheel a spin to pick our next movie. Someone did it last week, and we got Sketch, and now it's my turn to give it a go.
Please pick a good one. I'm gonna hold it down.
Here we go. All right, I'm gonna give it a spin. Ready? Oh.
I hope it's that one. I hope it's that one.
And
yes,
it's the one you wanted.
Yes,
Begonia.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, guys, Begonia, starring Jesse Plemons and Emma Stone. If you know me, you know how much I love Emma Stone. She's a 2-time Academy winner. She has 2 Oscars.
This wheel was really, really tailored to you today then.
Yep.
That's crazy.
She has 2 Oscars, one for La La Land, my favorite movie, and the other is for Poor Things.
Oh, yes, yeah.
And she's working with the same director in this film.
Okay.
Yorgos Lanthimos.
Okay.
Jesse Plemons is a great actor too, and he's married to Mary Jane, Kristen Dunst.
I know. Yeah, she's brilliant. My mum's Kristen Dunst as well.
So
okay, so this is next week is going to be
I keep hearing
prime
good things.
time.
I keep hearing good things about this one. I am so excited.
Yeah.
So excited.
I'm actually, now that you've hyped it up, because I knew nothing about it, I'm actually really
It's
looking forward to
basically
it now
about
as
this
well.
conspiracy theorist
Okay.
who thinks that aliens are real.
Okay.
And Emma Stone is playing like a rich company owner, like those rich people.
Yeah.
Who are like on Times Magazine and so on.
Okay.
And he thinks she's an alien, so he kidnaps her.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay. I am actually really looking forward to this one.
I'm so excited. Please listen to next week's episode because I am ecstatic to talk about.
I can hear the passion pouring from your voice.
I love Emma Stone. You can make me talk about Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling for the rest of my life.
She's going to carry the next episode then. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for listening today. If you haven't already, please drop us a follow on our socials. We're currently live on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and of course Spotify at Real Talks Podcast. Other than that, massive thank you for listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. And in case I don't see you, good afternoon.
Good evening.
Good night.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.